Okay, so this might be... Okay, this is the lead up. So, if you're not aware and you haven't seen this, okay, this UFC fighter guy clearly got a very high IQ. The fact that he's streaming on Rumble, don't let that bias you against him, okay? Don't let that bias you against him, okay? So, he goes on in this podcast just to share a few opinions he has. Okay? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Makes some very controversial takes about the H-man. So I just thought we'd have a look. Let's not watch anyone's reaction to it. Let's get it straight from the horse's mouth, okay? We know how liberals like to lie, you know, how they like to poison us against truth people who speak the truth. Truth tellers, truth seekers, true patriots, okay? So let's see what he has to say.
Understand God's creation to the extent that somebody that reads the Bible literally does. And just to get back to this real quick, I believe that the giants built the pyramids. That's the only explanation. And I believe that they used resonating technology.
Sure.
But I literally believe giants built the Bible.
Okay. I don't even think I need to give commentary to that.
So much evidence on giants, brother, that we would have to do a whole podcast on giants, and we will one day.
Yeah, let's do it. It'll be interesting.
It'll be so interesting. So if you
believes in giants,
don't believe
what can
in
I even
giants,
say?
You're wrong. I'm sorry, and I'll show you the evidence another day. But I believe that giants built them, and I don't know what built them, but that's just my guess. And Rollies is vibrating technology. You know, that's...
Well, they obviously had technologies we didn't have.
Obviously, look at the architecture, bro. Look at the architecture, not just the pyramids, the cathedrals. Dude, there's so much stuff.
Cathedrals. We still build cathedrals today. What do you mean cathedrals? Giants built the cathedrals. What's that? Hold on. Let's have a look, okay? Because you might be, you know... I don't want to take him out of context. I don't want to clearly mock him for having, you know, out there beliefs, okay? For all I know, he's speaking truth, and it's just, you know, the mainstream narrative that he's taken us away, okay? He's saying that the Nephilim built the pyramids. Yeah. To be fair, I mean, these might be particularly short people, but I'm going to assume these are people of average height, right? If you just look how small they are, right? And it's so big, I've got to like scroll up, but you know, how did they have ladders that big? Because people like here, I've had step ladders before. But even on a step ladder, like, how do you, like, start putting the bits up here? You know what I mean? He might be onto something. Okay, he might be onto something. I'm not going to discount him.
Today that they built. There's something that was greater than what we're living in.
And
I think they got took out by a great flood.
There's something I want to circle.
The cathedrals. They're still there. Okay. I'm not going to get distracted.
Before we kind of like start to close this monumental first podcast.
Absolutely.
There's something that happened at the inauguration that I find very interesting.
Oh, what happened at the inauguration?
And it was Elon Musk's speech. And
Did you see the speech where he couldn't even produce a damn sentence? Did you see that one?
No.
America, it's gonna...
No way. This guy is talking about somebody else. And how cogent their speech is. Okay.
Be better. You know, he looked like a total dumbass up there. He can't even put a sentence together.
Well, he's not a. He's not a dumbass. Like he's.
No, I don't think he's dumb, but in that particular
I've got
sentence,
internet now because of him.
Yeah.
Like Starlink is the only thing.
So this guy disagrees with him, right? And his evidence that Elon Musk is not in fact dumb is that it's thanks to Elon Musk that this man has internet. That's true. That's true. You know, Elon Musk, Richard Branson. You know, I've had Virgin broadband before. You know, the cable guy, the guy who comes and fits it. I've got Wi-Fi because of him. Right? I can read Facebook because of Elon. True.
Oh, that's actually like been because we don't have like wired internet to my land. I mean, he's obviously a very
Starlink
smart guy.
ain't a satellite, by the way, guys. Starlink is
air balloons.
It's on balloons, and it's some type of.
Starlink isn't a satellite. No. It's a cluster of low Earth orbit satellites. Yeah, it's not just one. He thinks they're on balloons. I mean, they're probably sent up initially with balloons until they reach orbit. But no, I love this guy. I love him so much.
Reflection system or transmission system. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know what it is. But
whatever it is,
no, you're not.
The internet.
Elon ain't smart enough either, bro. All his rockets are CGI balloons, and they're sending you radio signals or whatever on balloons. And Elon's definitely not a dumbass. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh my
God! But what about him hailing Hitler? So, like, I'm always like the simplest explanations, the one that's the most plausible, and like maybe like he was on his heart, and it was like, and he went out to wave to the crowd. But when I watch it, I'm like, there's two possibilities. One is that he really is a Nazi, which I don't think. I don't think he is, and I could be wrong. Right? Like, right. I'm not saying.
Oh, I have some interesting thoughts on this. Please keep going.
The other is I
bet he does. I
think if you follow his social media now, he's gotten very Trumpish with his posts. Like, he really likes to troll people. He really likes to troll people.
Mm-hmm.
And because people have been calling Trump Hitler, which I think is egregious. I really think it's a giant troll, and that's my guess. But I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying we can't take pictures of other people waving and then put a picture of him doing it and then take that cop out that he's posting as like
fair. That's fair, actually. That's fair. You can't use that cop out. True.
Oh, it's just the media twisting the words. It's like, no, you did it twice. So anyway,
Rolly Delgato, whoever the fuck he is, Rolly is fair. Is this an anti-Hitler channel? Yes, this is an anti-Hitler channel.
I want to know. I wanted to talk about that because it just happened, and it happened at the inauguration, and it slipped through. And I want to hear your thoughts on it. And I showed it to you.
Yeah.
Just not too long ago.
Yeah. And first off, I don't think he's a dumbass. I think he's very smart and he's very evil.
I don't think he's a dumbass. I think he's very smart and very evil. What? Evil? Okay. This guy is like every second. He's like, yeah, I believe in giants and those Starlink satellites. They ain't actually satellites. They're actually on big balloons. And I like Elon Musk. I just think he's very smart and very evil. I'm being thrown all over the place. I don't know what to think about him.
Making fun of him not putting a sentence together. The reason he couldn't put up a sentence is not because he's stupid. It's because he's such a liar, and it's hard for liars to talk. I don't care how smart you are. When you're a lying bastard and you get up there to talk, you have to be damn near a psychopath to do it proficiently. Okay, so he's got all this evil in his heart. That's why he can't put together a sentence.
He's got. It's all the evil in his heart that's preventing his words from getting out. I love this guy.
It's about America being great and how much he loves this country. I could talk all day about how I love America, how I die on Normandy for this country, how I just love everything about this country. But anyway, and he has given good speeches before, so it's not like he can't put a sentence together. I just saw one speech where he.
Okay, I'll be real. Okay, Elon Musk. He's not a very good public speaker. Clearly, public speaking is just not something he does very well, whether it's for Tesla or for the Trump administration or for whoever. Okay, I will be the one to say he cannot give a speech. I don't think it's because he's got evil in his heart, though. I don't know about that.
He was stumbling and mumbling, and me being a hater. Oh,
yeah. He could have not slept all night,
Yeah,
like there's no telling.
Exactly. And so here's what I say about him, hailing Hitler, hailing the Nazis. I really don't think that he was, because I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based upon my own.
Okay. So the reasoning goes, was Elon Musk doing a Hitler salute? Okay, doing a Nazi salute? No. My reasoning is because Elon has evil in his heart, okay? Hitler was good, therefore he can't have been supporting Hitler, because that would mean he's a good guy. Right.
Research, not my public education indoctrination. I really do think before Hitler got on meth, he was a guy to go fishing.
I love that. Before he got on meth, before Hitler got on meth, he was a good guy. Oh my god. He hasn't learned this from his public education indoctrination, though. Just to be clear, this is what they won't teach you in school. Hitler was actually a stand-up guy before the meth.
He fought for his country. He wanted to purify it by kicking the greedy Jews out.
Whoa! Oh my god. Okay, I can't even jokingly say I love this guy anymore. This is fucking insane.
That were destroying his country and turning them all into gays. They were gaying out the kids. Dude, I can't even. Oh my god, I don't even know if that's like a Nazi conspiracy theory. I think this is just his pet theory. Was that a Nazi thing that the Jews were turning Aryan boys and girls into gays? I don't think so. They were queering out the women. They were queering out the dudes. They were. You know what her first tranny surgery ever was?
Netherlands?
Happened to be in Germany before Hitler took over. You know the books that everybody makes fun of Hitler burning? You know what the books was? Queer books. Hitler burned queer books because Hitler...
That's not true.
Didn't want a bunch of queers destroying his nation. They can't produce children.
But what about...
when he got on meth and he turned on Russia, I believe that's when he kind of went full nutty. And I don't think that he was just like the best dude ever. And when I say I go fishing with him, I'm not saying he was the most trustworthy dude or I'd love him or whatever. But at some point in Hitler's life, I don't think he was that bad of a guy. I really don't. And now, was Hitler perfect? No. But he was fighting for his people. Okay? And he wanted a pure nation with people. You know what the Jews was doing? They was charging interest.
Oh my god. Okay, this is a lot wilder than I even thought. I mean, I expected him to say, like, Hitler was a good guy. I like Hitler. He loved his country, right? All this stuff. I didn't expect all of this. Oh my god. And then this is the powerful point that he gives. You know what the Jews were doing? They were making financial transactions. What? Oh my God.
Christians aren't allowed to do that. Like
There's
if
plenty of Christians charging interest everywhere on the planet
I don't.
right now.
If you need to borrow $1,000, Rolly, I give you $1,000, and you wouldn't give me 1,100 back. You'd give me 1,000 back.
Sure, between
But
and this guy's trying to get him to chill out. This guy's trying to get him to chill out. Yeah, I'm surprised this guy isn't in the cabinet. When's he going to get his Trump White House appointment?
These Jews were controlling his country, bro. They were so cold and starving. They were using their valueless money as insulation. They were stuffing dollars in their jacket to stay warm. They were burning dollars in their wood stove. Hitler comes up and says, "Hey, I'm kicking the Jews out of here because they're killing us with interest." And then now that he lost the war, he's the bad guy. Now, he ain't perfect. I'm not a Nazi. I don't love Nazis. I don't want Nazis to win the war. I'm just saying they were in a bad spot and Hitler come to power. But
it's
Elon is
bad to take out a whole, like, to put a
this guy is trying, like, kind of stumbling over his words kind of awkwardly to be like, but it's kind of bad to do, like, like genocide, right? I've never heard anybody try to, like, tiptoe, like walking on eggshells, trying to think about how they're gonna, like, say this without causing too much controversy, to say that genocide is bad.
Whole race into camps.
Right. And that's what your public education will tell you, Rolly, because you believe your public education, because you haven't done your own research. When you realize there's no possible way they could have burned and cremated 6 million bodies.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh no. Oh man.
You're going to realize what I'm saying, that they did not, the Holocaust ain't real. What about the Bolsheviks when the Jews killed tens of millions of Christians? Oh, we don't want to talk about that.
Well,
we talk about that all the time. What do you mean? Yes, one of the main things people would talk about the USSR is just how many, like, Christians and people of religious faith were killed. Yes. Yeah, now we understand why he's fucking streaming on Rumble. I'm genuinely surprised that Rumble even allows this stuff, right? I mean, I know that they allow a lot, right? They market themselves like a free speech platform. But this.
Oh, I don't know much or anything.
Well, let me tell you about the Bolsheviks. It's when these Jews come over and killed the shit out of all these Christians. And they don't teach that in your public indoctrination centers. Guess what? That's why Tucker's getting schooled on this farm, baby, because I'm going to tell Tucker the truth. And the truth.
He even believes about, like, the whole thing about the Bolsheviks all being, like, Jewish people. Jesus Christ, he is so deep in it. He's so deep in this. His brain is being, like, melted. Yeah, Tucker Carlson. Yeah, he wants to get in with him. Oh my God.
The truth is that history is his story. Okay? And history is written by the victor. Okay? Hitler lost, so you didn't get to hear his side of the war. You didn't get to hear how the Jews took his...
No, that's not true. That's not true. I hate it when people give these fucking takes. This is so stupid, all right? Okay. History, in terms of the way that a country, a people, will remember something, yeah, that might be written by the victors, okay? Historians don't just go by, who won, and then decide what they think, all right? The Soviets won World War II, right? The Bolsheviks, right? They won World War II. We still know just how many people were, like, shipped off to the front lines, like, taken from their home, right? We still know how they were, like, mistreated and shot for anti-revolutionary thought and stuff, just because they were essentially disagreeing with, like, their commanders, right? We know all of this stuff. Even though the Soviets won.
His country over. You didn't get to hear what they were doing. And do I believe that he tortured Jews to death and killed them and all this stuff for fun? No, I believe that they were work camps and that they starved to death because his very army was starving to death. You know why they lost the war?
No.
They ran out of fuel. They didn't have food. They didn't have fuel. They had 10 million plus prisoners. How are you going to feed them? You're not. You're losing a war. They're going to die. And that's what happened. and I don't believe that he's that bad of a guy. But
oh my God,
I'm
this
saying
guy's
all this
face.
about-
Oh, I feel okay. This guy, he could be a deranged freak. Okay, he could be a Nazi himself, right? But this guy's fucking face
was starving to death. You know why they lost the war? They ran out of fuel. They didn't have food. They didn't have fuel. They had 10 million plus prisoners.
It's just a growing sense of concern on his face.
How are you going to feed them? You're not. You're losing a war. They're going to die. And that's what happened. And I don't believe that he's that bad of a guy, but I'm saying all this about Hitler to say that, if anything, Elon Musk would be against Hitler, because Hitler, he was for freedom. Elon Musk is for control.
Hitler was about freedom. The Nazis were about freedom. Freedom? What?
Elon Musk wants to put a chip up your ass and know every thought and control every move that you make. Hitler just wanted to free his people. In his prime. Now, when he got on meth,
in his prime. Oh my! I want to. Okay, what fundamentally changed between Hitler Prime and then Meth Hitler? I want to know this.
I do think he went bad.
I need to move this a little closer to me, or if you'll scoot a little to the right.
But we can't talk about the Holocaust like it was a real thing in front of me, because I don't believe it. I don't buy the bullshit that they try to tell you at the public school.
I think that the biggest issue, and there are things that you said, like Germany was in a bad place, and Hitler was like super pro Germany and all of those things.
That is a very, very good recap of what he just said. Yeah, Germany was in a bad place, and Hitler was very pro Germany.
But when you take a whole, like what we did to the Japanese during World War II, that was wrong. We can't take all the Japanese people and put them in camps.
Okay. Well, let me justify that real quick.
No, don't justify the internment camps. Oh my God!
It's time of war. Did we kill those Japs?
What's that?
Did we kill those Japs?
No.
You know, there was a large Japanese prison in Arkansas.
I mean, I feel bad for this guy. What can he even say? Just no. No,
I didn't know that.
Arkansas housed a lot of Japanese prisoners in World War II, because what Rowley is talking about, when World War II went down, when Pearl Harbor went down, we couldn't trust none of the Japs. So all the white people and all...
We couldn't trust none of the Japs.
All the black people rounded up the Japs in America and put them in not concentration camps.
No, what? That sounds bad. Okay, not concentration camps. There were large installations, right? Where, they would all have like their own little areas, and like just put them in one kind of like a high density area, like a high density area. Jesus Christ.
That's a bad word. It was prisoner camps.
That's a bad word. That's a bad word. They're prisoner camps. They're not prisoners. They're not prisoners. They're not prisoners. They haven't committed a crime. They're not prisoners.
Starve them, though. They treated them very well, and it was very well known. Okay, Rowley, here's the question to determine what's bullshit. You're about to go and get captured. You got to your east, you got the Russians. To the west, you got the Americans coming in. Which way you running, buddy? East or west?
What is this? This question's out of nowhere.
You damn right. You bet your ass. Okay? And so I'm telling you, we put those Japs in camp because we had to, for the safety of this nation, and you bet.
Also, does he think that the Japanese people who went into like these concentration camps in America were there because they were captured during the war? It's like, no, it wasn't a POW camp. These are people of like Japanese descent who were living in America because they're American citizens. So these are just people.
Bet your ass we'd do it again if we had to. It was a different...
No, we wouldn't. No, we wouldn't.
Time, brother.
It was a different time. We would do it again, but also, it was a different time.
It was a whole different time. And and also, I don't think there's as many Japanese people in America as there is today.
Well, regard.
I don't think there's as many Japanese people as there is in America today. I'm guessing he means like back then there were less Japanese people than there are now. I guess that's true ethnically. I don't know what that even has to do with anything, though.
During wartime, I understand that things are different, right?
Things are different,
but
things are different.
There's certain things that I can't. I think that there's a better way. For example, I don't think taking our best generation and again, like I know my lane is not to be a military scholar, but I can tell you there's a war in Europe. I'm not taking my son and setting him on the beach in Normandy. There's another way. And
What? Oh my god! I thought that guy was about to like disagree him or like go at the point, but no, he just. To be fair, I just heard you talk about how Hitler was good, and we were right and justified to intern all those Japanese there, the white people and the black people. They captured them, put them in the concert. Well, that's a bad word. Prisoner camps, right? We'd do it again, but it's a different time. Don't you forget, right? I heard you talk about all that. My thoughts are, if I had a son back then, I wouldn't have sent him to Normandy either. What? What? You're not going to address any of that. It just go up to a side point.
And just flooding the machine gunners and running up our best generation, 17, 18-year-old kids.
No. Does he? Okay. The reason why these people are called the greatest generation, right, is because they did that. That's why they're the greatest generation. That's why we call them the greatest generation. Because they fought the Nazis. A lot of them died, right? They went, to fight in foreign fields for other people's freedom. That's why
kids up a beach through water, storm.
Oh my god, he's got nothing to say. He's just trying to express a thought in as many words as he possibly can. It's like when you're trying to hit the word goal. It's like, across the ocean, through water, over sand, onto the beach, and then running up. They got them machine guns up there, probably breaking a few shells as you run up there, probably, I think.
From France. I'm not going to.
Yeah, it was in France.
I'm absolutely not going to send my son, and I wouldn't go either. There had to have been another way. And I think it was such an egregious law.
This is the annoying thing as well. For all these people you're talking about, like, you don't understand war. You don't understand what's like in wartime. But dude, sometimes, yes, you have to send people, men, 18-year-old boys, right? And sometimes you have to send them to die, to fight in war and die. For the peace of not just your own nation, but for the world. And it is noble to do that. That's why they're the greatest generation, right? It's a hard truth, but yes, sometimes geopolitically, it is the best solution to just be able to, you have to send people to die, unfortunately, in war, right? Oh my god.
Loss of men to take that beach.
Does he think that the D-Day landings, the invasion of Normandy, was just to take that one beach? No, it was to liberate all of France.
I just can't. I can't.
Let me try to justify it. Let me try to justify D-Day, because it does sound like a really bad strategy. We lost a lot of people.
If they're not your kids, it is.
Yeah.
Well. I mean, say if it's your kids,
Rolly,
it is. But if it's
Rolly, I know what you're saying.
Oh, I know what you're saying, brother. Don't you worry.
What you're saying. You don't care about people in general. You care about
like we can't fight every war, and that was Europe's war.
So let me try to justify it, brother.
No. That was Europe's war. No. I think, in my opinion, perhaps quite famously, I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me, I think it was a world war. What are you doing? Okay. I fucking these. Oh my god.
First thing I gotta say, do you know that 45 tanks were supposed to be with them to provide those men cover?
Okay.
You know what happened to all of them except 2? They sank. They got off that boat and they sank in the water. There's 4 men in each tank, so instantly, all of our ground covering tanks at the bottom of the ocean dead.
Okay.
You know, that was supposed to be our cover for our men, our heavy artillery.
Well, and the bombing that missed, and you know.
But here's the thing: is that they were already invading from the south, correct, up through Italy. Okay, and at some point, I believe that the body count in Italy over the months of fighting was probably just as egregious.
Probably. This guy's fucking retarded. He doesn't know anything. Oh my god. I don't even know if I can. Okay. I'll watch the last little bit. There's only 4 minutes left. It's just. Oh. Turn up the volume.
And so if you justify it by saying, yeah, we're going to lose 2,000 men in one day, but if we don't, we're going to keep fighting in Italy. Hitler's going to control that channel. Hitler's going to have all that territory to the north, and we're going to lose 10,000 in a month. So do you want to lose 2,000 in a day, or do you just want to storm that beach, lose those men that you know are going to die on that beach, but then you have them from the north and the south and the Russians from the east?
I would have waited before I would have sacrificed our young men. I would have waited. It wasn't. And I know you can talk allies and so that. And again, this is just my opinion. I'm not preaching this as the truth.
And we honestly don't have enough statistics on how many people were dying. And
World War II. You don't have enough statistics on what happened in World War II. World War II is like the most studied historical event in history. What do you mean you don't know enough? Oh, he doesn't know enough.
What
True.
The conditions were in the north to the south, but yeah, dude, D-Day sucked. But and I get what you're saying, but it might have been the only option or the best option, is what I'm saying. And yeah, dude, it would have freaking sucked, bro.
I mean, there's a lot of rationalizations, and we rationalize allying with Russia, who killed like close to 20 million people. I mean, like Stalin was, like we allied with Stalin, and then we gave them. What did we do after World War II? We gave them Eastern Europe,
right?
You know, like so much.
And also,
that's
too,
a tough gig.
I gotta say too that I don't hate Jews.
This guy's all over the map. This guy is all over the map. I don't even know what I can say. Okay, let's see him.
I just think that Zionists are evil, and they'll do.
Then why were you talking all that smack earlier about the Jews and what they were doing to Germany and what they did in Russia? Because all of that happened way before Israel even existed. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Do anything that they can to claim back that land that they believe is theirs, and that they're going to.
What has this got to do? What? I don't even know how his mind has reached this place where he's talking about Zionists.
Kill a lot of people to get it. And I don't believe that all Jews are Zionists. Okay, so, and not all Jews are greedy. Just the ones with billions of dollars.
If you have to say, as a point of clarification, not all Jews are greedy, you should probably just stop talking. Why does everybody have to have a fucking podcast?
You know, and God. So don't take what I say and act like I can't have a friend that's Jewish. And don't think for a second that there ain't Jews out there that believe Christians are subhuman. Okay?
How is that relevant? How is that relevant? How is that relevant? How is that relevant? Why are we talking about the fact that, you know, he's like, you know, don't listen to this and say that I can't have a Jewish friend, okay? I've got a lot of friends that are Jewish. Also, don't you believe that there aren't Jews out there that think Christians are subhuman? Right.
So, I have no hatred in my heart. I've never killed a Jew, bro. So don't come out here and say that I'm some Jew hater or some Muslim hater or whatever, bro. Because if I meet you at the airport and we're saying hi and you ask for a picture or we just want to talk, I'm going to treat you just like a person. I'm talking about groups of people that systematically control things. And there's very few.
I don't hate people. I'm just talking about groups of people that systematically control things. These guys are wilding out, bro. Jesus Christ. What is going on? What is he talking about? Also, yeah, I don't hate all Jews, just the ones that are successful. Not all Jews are greedy. Just the ones that are like billionaires. Okay.
People that do that, be them Muslims, Christians, or Jews. So I do want to say that for sure.
Well, I think there's something going on in the world, and I think Elon Musk did that as a ploy to get under either the woke skin or somebody's skin. But
it's very suspicious.
It was very suspicious,
and it sparked up a great conversation here.
Yeah,
Did it spark up a great conversation? Oh my god. Oh my god. A great conversation? Why does everybody feel like they've got to give their opinion on Hitler? Oh my god. What the fuck is his name? Bryce Mitchell. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. They look like fucking preppers. But what has the backlash been to this? What has the backlash been to this? So, Dana White,
and I'm sure
you probably know, as the CEO of the MMA. He runs it. He owns it. He's very, very personally involved in the brand, right? Let's see what he said. He's been very pro-Trump. He's defended people when they make, kind of crazy comments in the past. But let's see what he says.
You guys heard what Bryce Mitchell said. If you haven't, he said some probably. I've heard a lot of dumb, ignorant shit in my day, but this one's probably the worst. When you talk about Hitler, he was responsible for the death of 6 million Jews, and he tried to completely eliminate a race of people. World War II was the deadliest war in history. 15 million military deaths, 45 million civilians, and 25 million soldiers were killed.
Oh, he's even got a fucking statement prepared on this dude. Oh my god.
In World War II. Second of all, Hitler is one of the most disgusting and evil human beings to ever walk the face of the earth. And anyone that even tries to take an opposing position is a moron.
I get Dana White's point here, but has he considered that before the meth, he might have been a good guy? Does he respond to this? Does he respond to that crucial variable of the meth?
That's the problem with the internet and social media. You provide a platform for a lot of dumb, ignorant people.
Yes.
We've obviously reached out to Bryce, and when we read what he said and let him know how we feel about it, I don't even, we're beyond disgusted. So for those of you that don't know what's going on, good, you're lucky. For those of you that do, that's what I have to say about it. Who's got the first question?
Hey, Dana.
Hey.
It's obviously not a fun topic to talk about, the Bryce stuff. I think that's a great statement that you just gave. Does Bryce Mitchell face a punishment from the UFC for saying what he said?
That's what everybody wants to hear about punishments. Free speech. I don't have to love it. You don't have to love it. I
agree with that, the free speech sentiment. Is there a concern, though, right, if he goes out and wins a fight and gets a mic?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this business. For all of you that hate Bryce Mitchell, you get to see him hopefully get his ass whooped on global television. I mean, what do you want me to say about it? You know where I am?
Oh, that's true. The fucking Rumble sponsorship in the background.
With free speech, we're disgusted by it. I think he's probably one of the dumbest literally one of the dumbest human beings. Let's not forget that this is a guy who took a drill through his nutsack, then had to reverse it and put the drill back out of his. That's the level of stupid.
Okay, I'm not familiar with this. Oh. I don't know about that. Oh my god, I need to look into that.
We're talking about here. And I could probably go on for 10 minutes talking about how dumb Bryce Mitchell is. But guess what? Bryce Mitchell has a podcast.
I believe this was episode 1.
What a way to start.
Yes.
But that's the world that we live in now. Dumb people who are really stupid and really ignorant can have a voice. We don't have to agree with it. We don't have to like it. I'm giving you mine and the UFC's position.
Okay. Cancel culture. That whole thing. Okay. I agree. Went too far. Got too heated. People couldn't, it got excessive. Okay. It got excessive. And we are culturally starting to move away. We've had the pendulum switch. Okay. We've had the pendulum swinging back. But I mean, you've got somebody saying that Hitler was a good guy and that, the Jews were charging interest and that's why they had to be. And they, listen, they weren't exterminated, okay? The Holocaust, you'll just get that in your public indoctrination, okay? But you can have somebody say all that and then they don't lose any business associations. They're still... But that seems beyond the pale. I think most people would agree. This is probably beyond the pale. You should probably receive some kind of backlash for that. But I've just found something regarding this ballsack drill incident. Okay? Let's have a gander.
I'm going to brace myself for this one because I've been dreading it all day, but I can't wait to talk to this young man. He is 10-0. He is 1-0 in the UFC. He's undefeated. He is the pride of Arkansas. He was on the last season of The Ultimate Fighter, but you probably heard of Bryce Mitchell, a.k.a. Thug Nasty, early last week.
He goes by Thug Nasty. That's his name, a.k.a. Thug Nasty. Okay. So... Bryce Mitchell reveals details on drill incident. Okay.
Week when he posted on Twitter that he had a horrific accident with a drill that was caught in his pants, that mangled his nutsack, and he was very sort of fun about it all and lighthearted about it all, and even tweeted pictures of his bloody underwear about it all, and it made me sick. It made me want to faint. I've never read anything. I mean, this is worse than Devin Powell, but amazingly, he had a great demeanor and attitude about the whole thing. And he's kind enough to actually come on the program and talk about it. So let's go to the Skype machine and say hello to Bryce Mitchell, who is there living his best life outdoors. I almost thought that he'd be in a hospital right now, but no, he's outdoors, just living the dream. Bryce, how are you?
Oh, okay. I'm great, man. Can you hear me very well?
I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
Pretty good. Good. Thank you so much for having me, man. So about a week ago, I was on a 20-foot ladder, and I was holding up a board. My pockets were full. I was in a hurry, and I was looking for a place to put my drill. I didn't have anywhere to put it at the top of that ladder, so I put it in my pants, and which I do not recommend doing. I recommend getting a tool belt. And while I was holding that board up, the drill went off. It tangled up my testicle, my left one, and but initially, right when it went off, so.
Oh my god! Why is he talking about this? It twisted up his testicles. What is going on? What is going on?
So painful. I thought that my dick was gone, so I was like really worried. And, I was worried, but then I looked, it was still there, and my nut was all wrapped up. There was blood and semen leaking everywhere.
What?
And then,
yeah, how can you not laugh hearing this? Oh my god, we've got a detailed, yeah, like a play-by-play. We've got the case study of how this happened. Oh my god.
I reversed the drill, and my left nut unwound. And I called my girlfriend because I thought I was gonna pass out because all the blood. I was fine, but just losing a lot of blood. So I called my girlfriend just in case I passed out on the way to the hospital, let her know. And then that's about it, man. And I'm fine. It hurts a little bit to walk, but I'm good.
Holy smokes. And by the way, I love that you just got into the story. I didn't even have to ask you about it. You just got right into it. So I appreciate that. What were you doing on the lot? Like, do you have another job in construction or something like that?
No, I'm not an engineer or anything, but I'll get the job done eventually. Proof. I'm trying to.
Believe it or not, okay? Believe it or not, this guy is not an engineer. This guy's not an engineer. He's also, interestingly, not a surgeon. He's not a surgeon either. He'll have a bloody good go, though.
I'm gonna put a roof over my trailer.
Okay, and so are you by yourself?
Yes, sir. I was by myself.
Yes, sir.
I got one neighbor who's pretty good. He keeps an eye on me.
Yeah, not a historian
he wasn't
either.
Home, so
Okay.
I had to drive myself, or that was my only option.
Oh my God, you drove yourself to the hospital?
Yes, sir. I was going
Oh.
about 90 all the way there until I hit Race Street. There's a lot of traffic on Race Street, and I slowed. I actually stopped
my
right by
God.
a FedEx man on the way to the hospital. There's this FedEx man, and he was like, look at me. I was driving like a complete. I was driving 90 miles an hour, and he looked at me. I said, "Man, I'm going to the hospital. Check this out." And I was going to show him my nuts. And he started laughing and freaking out. It was funny.
Oh my dear. So when you say that you put the drill in your pants, like not in your pocket, like you put it like in here, like where your like belt would be, and it fell in?
Yeah, I just put the drill bit like dangling right by my genitals. Like just put it in just like you would a gun, almost like a gun.
I feel like does he not have like a survival instinct? Does he not have a survival instinct? Like, I would feel uncomfortable, right? I don't believe in like, phones and phone microwaves giving you cancer or whatever. But I mean, like, I feel like putting my phone next to my balls, I would think like, damn, I've heard some things, right? I've heard some things. Maybe I'll just put it in my pocket instead. Jesus. Why would you show that to somebody in public?
Yeah.
Like a gun. I had my drill tucked, thinking I was gangster, and then my nuts got drilled up.
Is it even possible to describe?
My nuts got drilled up. Oh my, what? This has got to be like a specific type of American. Like, I guess like a redneck, but it's just...
What that felt like?
It was just so much pain at first I couldn't move. And luckily,
God.
the drill, it stopped.
Luckily, it stopped. How did it even turn on? Oh my... Okay.
And if it would have kept going, I probably would have died because I probably would have passed out. And it would have ripped the testicle all the way off. Probably both of them. But luckily, when I moved my hips back a little bit and the tension on the trigger got released and the drill stopped. And then that's when I decided the only thing I could do was reverse it.
Wow. And did you fall?
I mean, you can turn drills off. You can turn them off. I love how worthless his opinions seem now. Yeah, okay, just... I don't want to get called out by Aiden, okay? So I will fully admit, okay? This is completely fallacious, okay? This is ad hominem reasoning. But I don't want to hear, like, your opinion on history or your opinion on, like, geopolitics if you've almost drilled off your fucking testicles. This is about as much as I can stomach. This guy's fucking retarded. Jesus Christ. I can't deal with any more of that. I feel tension in my stomach. I feel tension in my stomach.